Hi guys, JT here, and I'm bringing you my 7 choices in this month's Fanatical Platinum Collection of January 2023. Just know that these are my personal picks, and I'll walk you through what they are and why they're worth picking up. So let's get into this. Choice number 1. Organs Please. A strategy game that has significant similarities to Papers, Please with a twist of resource management. Humanity is in jeopardy as Earth's resources are depleted to critical levels. An Ark is built to ferry humans out into space. However, due to the critical levels of resources in the world, humans will be used as resources on board the Ark. Parts of the human that will be used range from hair, blood, skin, meat, and bones. You play a gatekeeper, and you need to decide which human gets to come on board the Ark and who gets turned into lovely piles of body parts to be used as resources and fuel. These resources can be used to build new facilities, like a textile facility for the Ark, among others. Anybody you have in the Ark will increase their survivability in space, depending on their stats. There's a fuel gauge that depletes over time while you decide who gets to stay and who goes to the meat grinder. You have to ensure that your fuel gauge is continually filled by dropping various people you're interviewing into the pit of fire. You'll get different types of people coming in for the interview, and you can see their name, occupation, measure of intelligence, stress tolerance, and endurance. The last 3 stats will determine how good the survivability of your Ark will be. So if you get somebody who isn't at all intelligent, very bad with managing stress and low endurance, you might as well turn them into cheeseburgers. Over time, your superiors will give you other things to do like spreading propaganda, getting a certain amount of people in the Ark, getting specific people onto the Ark, among others. So if you enjoy games like Papers, Please, you may enjoy Organs Please. Choice number 2. Death Road to Canada. A randomly generated road trip simulator where you are trying to escape America, which has been overrun by zombies, by going to Canada. However, along your way, you will need essential resources like food and fuel, among other resources that can be collected by exploring areas while recruiting new members into your party. One of the great features of this game is that you can create characters from TV shows, so you can have Rick Grimes and Walter White teaming up to survive this deadly road trip. Don't grow too attached to them though, as your characters will die quite frequently. While dealing with depleting resources, you also have to deal with the ever-growing zombie hordes, so you'll be skull smashing and shooting away through the undead. They aren't pushovers though, as you can easily be outnumbered and be eaten alive by the hungry, flesh-eating zombies. If things get too stressful, you can bring a co-op partner along to smash skulls together. Another aspect of the game is the random RPG elements while on the road, where you're presented with choices to random events and these choices will produce a random outcome, making this game slightly unpredictable. So if you're into a zombie game that is easy to get into and highly addictive with a co-op partner, then Death Road to Canada is a great pick. Choice number 3. The Elder Scrolls Online, an MMORPG based around the Elder Scrolls universe. First launched in 2014, this game has come a long way with a ton of updates and expansions, making it a force to be reckoned with in the MMORPG space. Setting 1,000 years before Skyrim and Oblivion, humans are just starting to explore the world of Tamriel. There are 10 playable races in this game with 6 classes available. The realm of Tamriel itself includes Morrowind, Cryodil, Hammerfell, Skyrim, and more. The game's stories are based around the history and myths of these provinces. This game combines traditional MMORPG with first-person gameplay. You can not only choose classes and races for characters, but also one of the 3 factions on offer: Daggerfall Covenant, the Ebonheart Pact, and the Altmeri Dominion. With each faction having its own story and quests to complete, as well as unique skills, abilities, and customization options. This game offers a variety of quests, dungeons, and raids for you to complete with an extensive player versus player system, allowing them to fight each other for glory and rewards. The combat system emphasizes players' skills along with character attributes and offer a variety of combat choices like magic, skills, and weapons. Each class naturally has its own set of skills, like Dragon Knights focus on melee damage and tanking, while Sorcerers specialize in range and crowd control. This game offers a healthy player base, regular updates with new content including dungeons, raids, and new zones, with new yearly expansions and DLCs released 3 times a year. Elder Scrolls Online features an entertaining story and exciting gameplay that will keep you occupied for hours, and be the one who has no life. Choice number 4. Escape from Naraka, a hellish first-person action platformer. Journey to another realm to save a beloved from an evil demon named Rangda, the Layak Queen, and platform your way through a nightmarish temple with multiple levels that will challenge you over and over again. In Naraka, you'll be platforming your way through literal hell, and you have to be quick about it too, especially if you want to climb the leaderboards. This game is awesome, but it can be a bit too harsh at times with enemies that can one-hit kill you as you try to rush and jump through the different levels. You'll see your adrenaline pumping as you try to set a world record for speed platforming through the levels of hell, trying to beat your previous score. Each stage is set out more or less a maze for you to speed through as fast as you can, collecting crystals and artifacts without taking any damage. It starts out easy, but as you progress through the levels of hell, more enemies and death-defying jumps are introduced. That's when you start pulling your hair out. You can't even kill the enemies. You'll have an early access to an ice projectile ability that will slow your enemies down, but not by much, and they will still seem to speed towards you to murder you. You'll also be using the ice projectile to open new areas of the map and springing traps. This game can be ridiculously difficult at times, and you'll lose much of your hair, but with persistence, you may just find yourself beating a world record for running through hell as quickly as possible. Choice number 5. A Juggler's Tale. A puzzle platformer that is presented through the lens of a medieval-era puppet show. The game takes place on the stage of an old puppet theater cart with a narrator. You play the role of a young girl named Abby, a juggler in a traveling circus. You're a star during the day, but at night you are forced into your cage by a cruel ringmaster. One night, you saw an opportunity to escape, and there start your intense journey that will see you braving the elements and evading bandits hired to stuff you back into your cage. Every character is incredibly emotive and full of personality, despite being made of wood. Gameplay-wise, it is pretty simplistic. You can jump, interact with some objects, and picking up small items to throw at puzzle solutions. As you are a marionette, your strings attached to your limbs can get caught in objects in the foreground. This will form a huge part of the puzzles in this game. There are also intense chase sections that will see your strings being used to escape your pursuer. These chase sequences can be difficult at times with little room for error. The game lasts about the length of a feature film, about 2 or 3 hours, so if you enjoy a good puzzle platformer, this game will be worth your time. Choice number 6. Saints Row 4 Re-Elected. An open world action adventure game that is like GTA on drugs. A lot of it. What's even better is this edition includes all previously released DLCs. You play as a custom character, and you've become the leader of the 3rd Street Saints gang. You're a bit of a celebrity and soon find yourself in the Oval Office of the White House as president after saving everybody from a nuclear disaster. But wait, the aliens are here! What? You then find yourself trapped in a simulation of a 50s styles American sitcom. You have to break out of there, rescue surviving members of your gang, and overthrow the alien overlords. If you think that this story is completely out of whack, because it is, but it also gives this game a personality of its own, especially when competing with a giant like Grand Theft Auto. This game features a sequence of fun story-driven main missions, a ton of optional additional activities to earn experience points, upgrades, and cash. The main missions often involve saving your crew members from the simulation that will play out in a variety of different playstyles, complete with parodies of other popular games. Some sections will feel like something out of an Atari game, while another will feel like Metal Gear Solid. Optional activities that will give you experience points and bonuses to make you stronger are also quite wacky, like throwing yourself into a moving traffic for insurance fraud, destroying various properties, and throwing people and cars through hoops. You have access to a variety of weapons, special offensive and movement abilities, and a bunch of vehicles to steal and drive. So if you like a crazier version of GTA, you may just love this game. Choice number 7. Call of Juarez Gunslinger. A first-person western game and the final game in the Call of Juarez series. You play as a bounty hunter named Silas Greaves, and you're in a saloon recounting your days as a bounty hunter to an audience of listeners. The game's story is based around Silas Greaves' memories of events, and being memories, he may not remember them correctly. This leads to other patrons correcting him or him correcting himself. These corrections can be seen in real time as you play through each memory of Silas. Sometimes the game rewinds itself to replay certain parts of the correct memory, or things start appearing in front of your eyes as the story is told. You'll have access to 3 weapons, a shotgun, a rifle, and also the revolver. As you play the game, you'll collect experience and skill points, which you can spend on different skills. There are also bullet time sections called concentration, where time slows down and you have the opportunity to rack up as many kills and combo chains as possible within the time limit to gain more experience points. This game isn't long. On a casual playthrough, it'll take you about 4 hours to complete. In addition, by the half-point mark of the game, you're a freaking badass who is out there in the Wild West shooting everybody in the face with your guns and watching their bodies fall one by one. There's also a duel system in place, but these aren't too fun as they really break the fast pace of the rest of the game. If you like a short, fast-paced first-person western game that doesn't take itself too seriously, or if you want to feel like a total badass cowboy, then Call of Juarez Gunslinger might be for you. And that's all, folks. Did you agree with these picks? What would you pick? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.